When you can actually see your profit for the year in dollars and cents, it gets you more in the notion of selling corn, knowing that I can lock in a $50,000 profit or whatever the profit is. You want to lock it in. If I know I can make that much profit in a year, I will be in business next year.
Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. My name is Cody Bills. This is Kevin McNew. Today is the 3rd. It's a Tuesday, and we had a mixed trade in the markets. Let's look over here to the grain hedge trading platform and see where we closed off the day. Corn trading up 2 3/4 cents, soybeans down 3/4 of a cent, and wheat in Chicago up 4 1/4. One thing that is interesting is Minneapolis wheat traded up as 15 cents on the day. Kevin, what's going on in the spring wheat market?
Well, yeah, certainly it was a big day for the spring wheat market, but really a lot of the impetus is coming from the Pacific Northwest, where we're seeing very, very large moves in basis. Yesterday we were up a dime in Portland. Today we were up about 20 cents in Portland. The thought is that there's some buyers really getting interested as we've hit these multi-month lows on the board, and we're seeing basis strength as a result of that. If I'm a producer, I'm probably starting to think about, starting to get some sales going again here. Basis ought to be improving in the countryside, in the Pacific Northwest as a result of this, but don't lose sight of the fact that the global supply is still abundant as we look into next year's crop here in the next few months.
So if you're a producer, you may have some wheat left that you need to market here. Do you think you'd let it ride a little bit? Maybe this is a short-term bottom? Maybe we get a little bit of a short-term
Yeah,
bottom?
I mean, I think certainly the market's given us a signal that it's going to try and bounce off of these lows. Let's see if it can do that in the next few days. I wouldn't be real aggressive right now, but certainly if I've got to get some catch-up doing on my sales, I would want to do that. In the plain states, we are seeing some state-level crop conditions start to improve. That really long string of storm systems that blew across the plains and certainly into the east over the last month has helped improve winter wheat conditions. So, that again is going to be something that right now we're just not looking for a big crop loss as we get into new crop wheat. So I just don't see much to really turn this thing around in the long term, but in the short run, this demand sign might be a good opportunity for producers to make some sales.
All right, let's turn our attention to South America. We did get some news out of Informa. Their latest forecast came out, and it was kind of interesting. We saw Brazil soybean production decline 1 million metric tons. They estimated that Argentina's soybean production is going to increase 1 million metric tons. We saw that same sort of wash effect in the corn market as well. So really not a ton of new news here, not directional news on the market, nothing to bring us into either a bullish or more bearish opinion of the market. So that was a little bit disappointing, but really down in South America, it seems that the news is more politically motivated. We have the trucker strike out of Brazil, and that has it's declined from the initial flare-up, but it is still a situation that the southern part of Brazil is trying to deal with. Not all roadblocks have been taken care of, though they've declined significantly from their peak where there were around 100 roadblocks out there. But bottom line here is that it is potentially disrupting southern ports in Brazil. Also down in Argentina, there was an announcement that farmers aren't going to be selling grain for 3 days here. Now, keep in mind that this is really, it seems to be more of a political move to kind of bring agriculture to the forefront of policies here. It is an election year down there, so I don't necessarily think the market's going to view this strike as a very bullish piece of news,
right.
But it is very interesting, and we're going to want to pay very close attention to the developments of it down there. As we saw what the trucker strike can do in Brazil,
right?
But if the production or if the sales decline for any substantial amount of time, we could see a little bump.
Yeah, and I think producers right now are probably still looking for those opportunities to sell old crop, but don't lose sight of the fact that new crop needs to be paid attention to as well. We're going to be getting close at the end of this month to spring planting reports and another quarterly stocks report, so those numbers will have a big impact on market prices. So farmers may want to start thinking about where they stand for new crop production and what their pricing strategy may be. And if you have any questions, by all means, call Grain Hedge. We'd be happy to help you think about those opportunities.
Keep in mind on the horizon, we have the supply and demand report on the 10th. Also on the 16th, we have the NOPA crush numbers. So those are important dates. Mark them on your calendar. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you here on Wednesday.